Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Botany for Neet. Let us solve a question today asked in Neet examination. So the question is the reaction center in photosystem 2 has an absorption maxima at. So basically we know that in photosynthesis can be studied in two reactions, light reaction and dark reaction. The dark reaction takes place in the stroma while the light reaction takes place in the grana. If you know, chloroplast is a double membraned organelle, has an outer membrane and an inner membrane. Now, basically, it has membrane sac like structures where each sac is called thylakoid. These thylakoids are stacked up just like coins, how they are stacked up one on other. In that way, they have this appearance where each one is called thylakoid, and the stack like arrangement of the thylakoids together is known as grana. And this is known as this fluid part, it's known as the stroma. Okay, and these grana, they are connected to each other. Now for example, you can consider one more grana here. So they're connected by lamellae. Okay, so light reaction takes place in the grana and dark reaction takes place in stroma. So during light reaction, what actually is produced, ATP and NADPH are produced. These are utilized to convert the carbon dioxide into glucose. During dark reaction. Okay, now this light reaction also is basically, it can be either cyclic or non-cyclic, and here it is called as photophosphorylation. Why is it so? I'm sorry, just a minute. Photo means light, phosphorylation process is occurring by light. So basically here what actually happens in cyclic photophosphorylation, the cyclic photophosphorylation is also like it involves only one photosystem, that is photosystem 1, while non-cyclic photophosphorylation is also called Z scheme, and it involves both the photosystems, photosystem 2 and photosystem 1. If you really see the Z scheme, we know that first photosystem 2 is involved. It is also known as P680. Why is it so? That's because it has an absorption maximum at 680 nanometers. Okay, this P680, when light rays fall, it gets excited. Okay, this excited state, now during this process there will be breakdown of water, which is known as photolysis of water, as a result of which electrons are generated, protons are generated, and half molecule of oxygen will be generated. These electrons, they pass from P680 to pheophytin. From pheophytin they pass on to phylloquinone, QAQB. Okay, from there it passes on to cytochrome B complex. Some cytochrome, it passes to plastocyanin. From plastocyanin, it passes to P700, which is photosystem 1. Now, this P700 gets excited into P photosystem 1, excited state. Then again, it gives its electrons to phylloquinone, which is represented as A0, A1, which gives the electrons to iron sulfur proteins. Iron sulfur proteins gives it to ferridoxin. Finally, ferridoxin gives it to NADP, which gets reduced to NADPH. And NADPH is produced, and during this process, ATP will be generated. Due to this electrochemical gradient, due to the electrons, there will be a proton gradient created, ATP is formed. So all that I have explained here, it is known as Z scheme. It looks somewhat like this. And it is cyclic or non-cyclic? non-cyclic. No way it's connecting back. So it is non-cyclic photophosphorylation. Which photosystems are involved? Both photosystem 2, if you see, as well as photosystem 1 are involved. Photosystem 2, it has an absorption maximum at 680 nanometers. Photosystem 1 has an absorption maximum at P700. So if it is non-cyclic photophosphorylation, both the photosystems are involved. Please always remember this. Okay, it's very important. If it is non-cyclic Z scheme, both photosystems are involved. Okay, NADPH is generated, ATP is formed, and even oxygen molecule, I'm sorry, oxygen molecule will be generated. Okay, why? Because here photolysis of water takes place. Photolysis means water getting broken down into two protons, two electrons, and half molecule of oxygen. This process takes place. Okay, so photolysis of water takes place during Z scheme. Okay, whereas in cyclic photophosphorylation, only P700 is involved. P700 gets excited to photosystem 1 excited state. Then it gives its electrons to phylloquinone, from there to iron sulfur, from iron sulfur to ferridoxine. Ferridoxine gives the electrons to cytochrome B. Cytochrome B gives it to plastocyanin. Then again it comes back to PS1 700. Okay, just a minute. 1 minute. Okay, let me draw another slide. Now see here. So basically, I was explaining you light reaction. Basically, it can be cyclic photophosphorylation or non-cyclic photophosphorylation. If it is cyclic photophosphorylation, only one photosystem is involved. Okay, that is photosystem 1. Photosystem 1 has an absorption maximum at 700 nanometers. Okay, that's why it is also known as P700. Non-cyclic photophosphorylation is also called Z scheme. And it has an absorption max, like it involves both the photosystems, photosystem 2 and photosystem 1. Photosystem 2 has an absorption maximum at 680 nanometers, and photosystem 1 has absorption maximum at P700. Why am I writing here first P photosystem 2? Because when you really draw the Z scheme, as I showed you before, it first involves photosystem 2. Then the electrons get transferred to photosystem 1. Now let's talk about cyclic photophosphorylation. Here, which photosystem is involved? Only photosystem 1 is involved. Okay, here both photosystems are involved, whereas in cyclic photophosphorylation, only one photosystem is involved. So what happens is photosystem 1, P700, it takes up the light and gets excited and transfers its electrons to phylloquinone. Okay, basically electron carriers, which transfer it to ferridoxine. From ferridoxine, it goes to cytochrome. Okay, from cytochrome, it passes to plastocyanin, where plastocyanin again brings it back to photosystem 1. So it is cyclic pathway. And during this process, if you observe carefully, there are few things. There will be no photolysis of water happening. Okay, and the other thing is NADPH is not generated. Okay, important point is ATP will be produced. Okay, so these are the things. Now let's go back to the question. Just a minute. Yeah. See here, the reaction center in photosystem 2 has absorption maximum at, so photosystem 2 has absorption maximum at 680 nanometers. 700 nanometers is for photosystem 1. Okay. So the correct answer is option 1. Okay, so photosystem 2 has an absorption maximum at 680 nanometers. Hope the concept is clear. If you have any doubts, please let me know in your comments. Thank you.